I'm Amber Singer, and I'm reporting for Blaze Radio and blazeradioonline.com. And right now I am here with Chuck from Brother. How's it going?
Heyo, how's it going? What's up?
So you're in a band. You guys are from Utah. How did you meet your bandmates?
So it's not a long story, but so Brother originally started as a solo project that I was doing back in like 2013, 2012. And I met Erica, who plays guitar in the band. I met her a while ago because I was living in Southern Utah at the time, and she was going to college down there. And we had met and had played music and had done different things like that. I lived out of the country for a couple of years. I lived in Japan. And when I moved back to Utah, I moved up north and met Nathan, who plays guitar also and keys in the band. I actually met him at church, which was kind of fun. I was like, hey, you look like a band guy. And he's like, maybe I am. And he's been playing with us ever since then. Eli and Scott, so Scott plays drums, Eli plays bass. They are actually in another band called Gray Glass, and they used to tour with us, and we play shows all the time. And they ended up disbanding, but we absorbed those two, and they joined Brother, and have been going strong ever since.
That's awesome. I love that. So the name Brother, it's Brother with a period. Is there like a story behind why there's a period at the end or anything?
I always tell people that, like all statements, all great statements, or I guess all statements end with a period. So that's us. We're just trying to make a statement.
Well, that is lovely. It also makes you guys a lot easier to find on Spotify.
Yeah.
So thank you
There's a lot of people called Brother, and there's also a lot of printers because of the band or the brand Brother. But we're doing well for ourselves.
So your newest release, Good Night Girl, what was the inspiration behind that song?
Yeah, I wrote that song about my wife. We've been married for 4 years. It's based off of like our kind of nightly routine. My favorite number is 4. Like everything that we do has the number 4 in it. I have tattoos that have the number 4, but we always kiss 4 times and say good night. But yeah, it's a love song. It's our first love song, which is pretty fun. All the rest of our songs are pretty sad and pretty dark. But yeah, first love song. It's been really fun to release.
What does a typical songwriting process look like for you guys?
So I do all of the writing. There are times where we'll get into a room together and write together, but I'll usually come up with like the backbone. Either I'll just have something real simple, just guitar and lyrics, or piano and lyrics. A lot of times I will come up with an idea and do like a demo production of it, just in my bedroom studio. And I'll send it to the band and they'll say like, oh yeah, this is cool, or this is not cool. And then we end up working on stuff from there, and we take it to practice and kind of workshop it from there, and then to the studio where we do a real version of it and then workshop it more. So that's basically how it goes.
All right. So you're currently on tour or about to be on tour, right?
Our tour technically started, yes, but we leave for Phoenix on Monday.
So what's that like? What's touring like?
It is the most fun you could ever have. We've done a couple where we've done like weekend warrior tours, so just anything that's on the weekend. A lot of West Coast stuff. Played in New York and we've played in the UK, in London and in Paris as well. And they're all super fun. You spend way too much money, but you eat a lot of good food and make a lot of good memories with your bandmates and friends that you make out there.
Is there anything that you don't like about touring?
Just the traveling part. I love traveling. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I love being places. I don't love traveling. So if I could just sleep in the van the entire time and wake up 6 hours later in a different city, then that's the way to go. But I do unfortunately do most of the driving. So
So do you guys you drive everywhere?
pretty
Or
much, yeah. Unless it's a little further out, like New York or something, like we will fly out there and then we'll rent instruments while we're out there. But yeah, most of the time it's just driving.
and then I also heard that there is an upcoming album. Can you tell me anything about that? What's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah, so we have a brand new album coming out. It's our third album. It's called Volume 3. As you can see, it's our third album. But yeah, it's a full length. There's 11 songs on it, and that comes out October 15th. So we're on this tour to help promote that, have people pre-save it before it comes out, and yeah, hopefully people like it.
Yeah, mark your calendars.
Yeah.
I'll mark mine. How long does it typically take to put together an album?
I think it depends on the artist. I know there's a lot of people that it takes years to do. Um, and a lot of it is just like back and forth between band members, like logistics. There's a lot of different things that go into it. For us, I think this was about a year and a half of like planning and coming up with things and recording songs and deciding that they're trash, so we throw them away and then write new ones. And yeah, it can take anywhere from a year to a couple years. I know that there's some people who have been working on albums for like 4 or 5 years before it's released, which is insane to me, but I'm not that patient.
What does the future of Brother look like, do you think?
Especially with like lockdown restrictions, being lifted and whatnot, a lot of touring, a lot more releases. We have this new album that's coming out, but we're already working on new music. A lot of big shows, which we're super excited about. And I guess a goal of mine is to get a song placed in a Netflix movie.
That's
So
awesome.
mark my words, this could happen. You heard it here first. It might
Hearing it
happen.
here first, Brother is going to have a song in a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
I think that's an achievable goal, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
We have TV shows. I just want a movie. I want the ending credits of a Netflix movie.
How many TV shows do you guys have music in?
So there's 3. We have it in Teen Mom on MTV, in Nancy Drew on the CW, and Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist that's on Hulu.
How does that work? Do they how do you get paid for that? Do they approach you and what's the process?
We have a really good team behind us that helps us out with a lot of that. The TV shows are looking for different kinds of music, and they'll hit us up and say, hey, we want to use your song and we'll pay you this much money for it. Like, okay, cool, sounds good. That's basically how it goes. That's the abridged version of how that all goes. But yeah.
That's cool though. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like how those shows have used your songs? Do you approve?
I do, yes. There's some of the shows, like your songs end up being background music, which is really fun because you watch the whole episode looking for it, and then as soon as you hear it, you turn the volume up to 100 and try to listen to the song instead of listening to what they're saying. But it's really fun. That's been a goal of mine for a couple years, and it's finally happened, and it's a really good feeling.
What advice would you give to someone who's just starting a band?
I was talking to someone yesterday actually about this. I think there's a lot of bands that are starting out, and they think that they think a lot of things can't happen to them because they're new, or they'll sit around a lot just waiting for something big to happen to them. But in reality, it goes along with anything in life, is that if you want something, you got to go get it. So it's if you want to go on tour, if nobody knows who you are, no one's going to ask you to come on tour, but you should just go set up stuff, hit up venues, go on tour. You want to release music, go release it. You can't wait for a record label to come hand you something if they don't know who you are. But yeah, that's my big thing with like new bands is if you want to do something, go and do it because in most cases it'll work out.
I feel like it's so easy to just put out songs to the world in like the digital age right now. Anyone can just
Mhm.
make music. So
Definitely. You can record stuff on an iPhone and put it on Spotify and anyone will hear it, which is really cool.
all right. What's your favorite thing about being in a band, would you say?
Um, I have a couple different things. My top thing is I love recording. I think it's so fun. It's like a big puzzle and just a big, I don't know, I can't think of the right word for it, like a big smorgasbord of like ideas that all come together. And when it finally like you hear a certain sound or you hear something and it's cool, there's a moment where everybody that's in the studio all looks at each other and everyone stops what they're doing and like they press pause on it and they look at each other and they're like, was that it? And we're like, yeah, that was it. That's the sound. And that's like one of the best feelings because then it's like it's a mutual, feeling that everyone gets. And it's like, yeah, that's the sound. Everybody knows it's cool. We're keeping that. The second favorite thing is being able to travel and eat a bunch of different types of food. We have a big thing of like sandwiches within the band. We always try to hit up like the best sandwich places in every city that we go to. And by far, so far, San Francisco has the best sandwich. But we'll see. We'll see what Phoenix has to offer.
My personal favorite is Potbelly, but that's just because that was the only good sandwich shop within walking distance for me.
Yeah, Potbelly's is good though. It is good.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Come to our show. That's on. Oh man, I can't even think of what it is. On Tuesday, on the 7th, at Rebel Lounge. Yeah, hope to see all you guys there.
Yep, I'll be there. I'm excited to see you perform. Good luck on the rest of
Cool.
your tour. I hope that your album release in October is phenomenal. And
Thank you so much.
a wonderful rest of your day. Once again, this is Chuck from Brother, and I'm Amber Singer with Blaze Radio and blazeradioonline.com.